At JFK Airport in New York, people from all walks of life arrive in America, some for work, others for leisure. Enter the savvy professor Frank Dixon, the head of passport control at the airport. He spots a group from China with forged passports. Among them is Victor Karakosia, a citizen of a non-existent country called Karakosia, but he bears a striking resemblance to an educated Egyptian. Victor, clueless about English, tries to explain his situation to the passport officer, who quickly rejects his passport. Enters security officer Ataya, who takes Victor aside to understand the situation. Victor, still struggling with English, delivers a nonsensical message about a yellow taxi and insists the rest is for the officer's benefit. Unfazed, the officer confiscates Victor's passport and takes him to the clever Frank Dixon for further interrogation. Dixon reveals that there has been a military coup in Karakosia, leading to a new government that revoked Victor's visa. Victor, however, remains oblivious and nonchalant. Back at the airport, he makes himself at home, improvising a bed, turning off lights, and casually walking around. He even uses the airport bathroom as if he were in his own home. Unfazed by the political turmoil in Karakosia, Victor heads to the visa office where Dolores, the officer in charge, denies him entry and tells him to leave. Oblivious to the rejection, Victor goes to the Indian janitor Jopta seeking food coupons. Jopta informs him that they're out of coupons and Victor reluctantly prepares a meager meal. Later, Dixon confronts Victor, expressing frustration with his prolonged stay. He warns Victor that the airport door will be unguarded for 5 minutes, urging him to leave. However, Victor, maintaining his naivety and fear of camera, struggles to exit. He encounters the charming flight attendant Amelia, who seeks his advice on stylish boots. Despite his peculiar situation, Victor offers fashion advice. Meanwhile, the suspicious Jopta reports to his colleagues that Victor must be a secret agent talking to Amelia, and her broken heel is a microfilm. Like anyone else, Victor discovers a lucrative opportunity at the airport, realizing that the guy handling luggage card earns a quarter for each card. Victor decides to turn his life around. He starts living in the airport, indulging in burgers instead of his previous ketchup and mayo-covered biscuit diet. He becomes wealthy enough to buy books and learn English. Despite having a home now, the ever-changing world catches up with him. Dixon, realizing Victor's potential, appoints someone to collect luggage carts, hoping to force Victor out of the airport and solve the problem of him lingering there. Forced once again into the absurdity of ketchup-covered biscuits and mayonnaise, Victor's journey takes an unexpected turn. Enter Enrique, the beloved food distributor at the airport, who approaches Victor with a business proposition. He offers to bring Victor the meals he desires in exchange for information about Dolores, the visa officer who consistently rejects him. Victor, now juggling eating and gathering intel, continues to navigate the complexities of airport life. Meanwhile, Enrique introduces Victor to Amelia once again. As they get to know each other better, Amelia suggests they grab a meal outside. Victor, struggling with the idea of leaving the airport, confesses his dilemma. When he realizes the high cost of dining outside, he decides to rely on himself and seek employment within the airport. In his quest for work, Victor encounters challenges. Jopta, the skeptical janitor, also interrogates him. Despite Victor's lack of documentation, his skills as a handyman impresses the airport workers. They appreciate his craftsmanship and offers him a job maintaining the restrooms. Victor, now employed, deepens his connection with the airport staff and forms bonds with Jopta, the suspicious Enrique, Mulroy the gambler, and charming Amelia, among others. Despite Victor's success in the airport, the cunning Dixon wants to get him out, especially when he learns Victor is making more money than his airport salary. Victor finds a clever way to help a man carrying medicines pass through security, claiming they are for his pet, exploiting a loophole that allows unlicensed medicines for animals. The airport buzzes with Victor's name, and he becomes known as Victor the Pet or Mr. Pet due to his association with the medicines. Dixon, irritated by Victor's antics, challenges him and declares that Victor won't leave the airport except in a coffin. Determined to assess his situation, Dixon decides to experience life in the airport himself. The airport staff rallies to help him familiarize himself with Amelia's schedule, and Dixon dons a suit from the airport's Golden Man house to blend in. Meanwhile, the suspicious janitor Jopta informs Dixon that Victor is not to be trusted, claiming he killed someone in India and has a dark history. Taking advantage of this information, Dixon invites Amelia to a luxurious dinner at Victor's now considered home in the airport. He arranges for airport staff to serve a grand meal complete with a magician and a performance about Napoleon and Josephine. The night takes an unexpected turn when Enrique interrupts Dixon, informing him that he's getting married to Dolores, the visa officer. The celebration, now transformed into a wedding feast, becomes a chaotic mix of emotion. Victor, continuing to navigate his peculiar life, has created a world within the airport, orchestrating love stories with extravagant events. The drama unfolds not in a luxurious Pearl lounge or a regular home, but within the airport's unique ecosystem. Despite Dixon's persistent attempts to discover Victor's motives for coming to America, Victor maintains his enigmatic persona. Dixon, desperate for answers, approaches Amelia's bookstore. As soon as she arrives, he questions her about Victor and the mysterious box of peanuts he always carries. Amelia, curious, confronts Victor, accusing him of deception and demanding an explanation for his peculiar behavior. Victor visits Dolores for the long-awaited visa stamp. However, Dolores, seemingly unimpressed by Victor's efforts, rejects his application. Frustrated, Victor confronts Dixon, who advises him to give up and return to his homeland. Victor, determined to continue his quest, is undeterred by Dixon's threats. With emotions running high, Victor learns from Enrique that the war in Carcosia is over. He decides it's time to return home and faces Dolores one last time. However, Dolores, seemingly indifferent, rejects him again. Dixon intervenes, urging Victor to leave, but Victor stands his ground, fearing the consequences if he goes back. As Victor prepares to depart, he encounters Jopta, the skeptical janitor who has returned from his trip. Jopta warns Victor and Dixon's ulterior motives and encourages him to be cautious. Victor, now more determined than ever, decides to confront Dixon directly. The airport staff rallies behind him, challenging Dixon's authority. In a daring move, Victor heads towards the departing plane, but Jopta stands in his way. The honest janitor advises Victor to play the game like a man and face the consequences, prompting Victor to reconsider his plan, despite the tension of the airport's unconventional narrative. With that, our movie comes to an end. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and share it. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel, check out our previous videos, and stay tuned for upcoming ones. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and let us know in the comment what movie you would like to see next time. Thanks for watching!